All right, I'm back from my 2-day hiatus. I know that sounds like a very short time, but it's actually a very long time for me. We have to start out with a win, so let's go. Gina Carano is undefeated. And basically, what I mean by that, if people are not aware of the Gina Carano debacle that has happened, why she was no longer on the Mandalorian series, why she got fired by Disney, why there is now a lawsuit that is being funded by Elon Musk, Elon and the Don getting it done. Well, let's go in a little bit into it because this is the latest win that she has posted from her lawyers. Gina Carano, all hail Gina Carano, wins big against Disney in lawsuit discovery battle. Now, it has been a couple of months since the last time that we had any real news coming from this, but the judge has ordered that no, we're not going to dismiss this case. It is going to trial. It's at least going to go to discovery. And guess what? Disney has been dragging their feet. And so I believe that this article says 8 months, but we'll get into it. They had this amount of time to put in all their evidence, and this includes like revenues, this includes contracts from the actors, how much they were paid against how much her contractual obligations were paid. It includes so much stuff, and they haven't done it. So the judge just comes again and says, yeah, I'm ordering you to hand it over. You have 20 days. Now, does that necessarily mean that in 20 days, if they don't do it, somebody's going to jail? No, there can be continuations, which Disney has been fighting hard and hard to keep this basically out of the court system because they are being publicly besmirched. Rightfully so, in my opinion. They deserve everything being thrown at them. And just the fact that Elon got behind Gina, saw her story, saw the disgraceful acts, and decides that, yeah, I'll hire all the lawyers pro bono. Don't worry. We're going to stick it to them. Well, it's about time because Disney has been sticking it to people for a long time. It's about time that they actually see that they can fall. So, in the major legal victory in her lawsuit against Disney, the U.S. District Court and the Central District of California has granted a motion to compel Disney to turn over key documents related to how other Star Wars actors were compensated. That's one of the things. So, they have to release all these things. And this will be actually interesting because then we can see what the real budget was because we know Disney does not like to use real numbers whenever they report it to the public. It only comes after the tax returns are forced to be released publicly. That's the only time we actually know. And we'll actually, if this comes true, which it seems like the judge is totally for it. It's like, no, you got to produce everything. Why are you dragging your feet? We'll actually be able to see how much they've been lying to us. The reason why this comes up is because they've been trying to get it for a long time. I can't remember how many months ago, but it was a long time ago where the judge decided that, yes, this is going into discovery. And before discovery, or actually before trial, discovery is the next thing. After discovery, it goes straight to trial. Now, when I say straight in legal terms, obviously there's a lot of time that passes in all this, but this has been going on for a long time. And Gina just keeps piling up receipts and receipts. The reason why she was fired was she promoting a movie and including her political beliefs into the promotion of that movie? No. Was it on Twitter? No. It was actually comments on an Instagram post. It had nothing to do with Star Wars, with Disney, with anything like that, just her own personal stuff. But she's got so much evidence. I can't wait for y'all to see it. If you don't know about it, I can't wait for you to find it out and have that discovery for yourself. Because what we have seen, what they did to her, well, look what they've let other people who agree with their side of the aisle get away with. And this is why the trial is going forward. It's going forward because one side is safe and anyone who thinks differently, yep, you're gone. We don't need you in here anymore. Even though a lot of the fans love you, they at least love your personality and like who you are. Cara Dune in Mandalorian season 2 had a decent character arc. Did I necessarily really like that show from the beginning? No. But I can get where they were trying to go for. I think Mandalorian season 1 is by far out of what we have That's the one that's the most enjoyable, but that's not the point. That's not the issue. It's not about breaking down the show and the quality. It's about what they did to her behind the scenes because she had a different point of view than them. She's taking the fight back to them, Cara Dune, Mandalorian style, and this chick's going to win. It's almost like they forgot she used to fight MMA. Now she's fighting in the courtroom. And just to educate myself and a little bit of other people, obviously I've read this article before, but just to educate everyone out there, what is a motion to compel? Because that's what they filed and that's what the judge granted. What just happened? A motion to compel is basically a legal way of saying they're not giving us what they're supposed to. They were supposed to give this stuff up a long time ago. You got to make them to do it. You got to make them do it. What? You're giving them so much time to pull Enron maneuvers. Probably a lot of y'all are too young to remember that, but in 2002, I believe, what Enron, where they were just shredding papers. They were shredding all evidence because they knew that it was a Ponzi scheme that was going down. That's probably what Disney's been doing. This they thought they could get it dismissed, but every time they've moved for dismissal, the judge, I'm assuming it's one specific judge that is handling this case. That judge ain't putting up with no bullshit. That's at least what it seems like for me. Her legal team filed this motion back on April 2nd after 8 months of what they claim. Oh, back on April 2nd, meaning last week. But after 8 months, and that's where that number came from earlier, where they claim that they were being stonewalled by Disney during the discovery process. This is the time before trial, pre-trial, where both sides, the defendants and the prosecutors, all evidence has to be put out so they have ample time to go over it, ample time to inspect and examine it so they can present their case to the judge. That hasn't been done. So it has to get over there because that trial date will be coming up soon. In plainer terms, her lawyers need access. Yeah, we go. That's the plain terms. Plain Jane. Now, according to this court document, the root substantive and material question relevant to the party's claims or defenses is what information the plaintiff needs on its own terms or to provide to her testifying damages expert to help establish the amount of compensation. So what they're holding back on is lost wages, because that's one of the things that is being sued for. It's like lost wages because she was fired pretty much on no basis. Her contract was terminated on no basis. So that's why this court trial is going. That's another reason why this court trial is going forward. And they also tried to drag her name through the mud. Obviously, a whole bunch of real fans and never fell for it in the first place. And she has garnered a whole bunch of new fans just because someone is finally taking Disney to task. Now, what did Gina win and what's next? Disney has to produce these compensation records within 20 days or face, I would just assume, significant fines and basically having Gina just win everything she's asking for. If they keep defying court orders, they're legally required to produce those documents. The documents must include verified spreadsheets, not vague summaries or cherry pick numbers. That's all Disney does is cherry pick their numbers. And the scope of it all includes The Mandalorian, plus all the other stuff, and the upcoming Mandalorian and Grogu film, where the budgets are being spent. So we get to see a full rundown, or they get to see it. We're not going to see it yet. This is only going to the lawyers and the people involved in this case, but it will become public knowledge within time, and we'll actually get to see how Disney keeps fudge packing the numbers to make themselves look as good as possible. I don't know if you're a great fan of Gina Carano. I totally am. I've got her back 100% of the way. She is an awesome person. If you ever get a chance to meet her, do not pass it up. It is totally worth it. And this is a fight for free speech. This is a fight for having your own opinion. This is almost a constitutional fight that she's having right now. And she's actually got the backing to go up against the behemoth, the behemoth, however you pronounce that word, however you want it pronounced. That is Disney. That keeps buying everything up, suffocating everyone with free thought, who actually knows how to freaking write stories and not just rehash things that other free thinkers did. The way that Disney was basically envisioned in the first place by Walt himself. People the Imagineers. It's so funny to me that they still use that name for people with no imagination. But anyway, this is the company, the corporation that is literally buying up all entertainment media as much as it can, fakes all the numbers, just launders everything throughout itself, pays itself to make it look better. They can't be touched. Oh, wait. No, they can be touched. And this is why we're in this culture war fight. Fight with me, fight with Gina. That's all I got to say about this. This is Malty from Mouth of Malty. Y'all leave everything down in the comment section below. Y'all have a great day. We've got like 3 more videos that I'm filming today. So bye.